Alright guys, so really quick here, I'm sure y'all have heard of the bead chain fountain or the mold effect or whatever you want to call it. I would love to see that in Algodoo, mainly because I think it's really cool. And I feel like Algodoo is a perfect program. Maybe not the perfect program, it may not has bugs, but it can definitely provide some insight, and some of the forces and velocities and momentums are all visible with visualization. So we can select an object and then say we want to view the velocities, or we want to view the forces that are being exerted on it, right? And it will give us a nice little arrow, an angular arrow, and tell us exactly how big it is, right? And that might also help us see where the force is coming from. But first, before we can do that, we have to get it fully working in Algodoo. So the easiest way for me to do that is, well, actually, here, let's do, no, it's not going to let me. Okay, well, this is a scene that I've put together. So our chain is set up like a bead chain would be. It's a hollow shell with a chain link that goes in between it. And this will allow us to hopefully, and here's that minimum bend radius again, right? So we should be able to see, at least with the bead chain, what all is going on. One thing that I couldn't get as like satisfactory is, well, let's look at the here, let's select a bunch of these. Let's look at the material here. So we have the density set to that of about wood, friction set to really low density, or the friction set to that of about ice, and then restitution is set to 0. This is because Algodoo has bugginess. I don't exactly remember how to fix it, but if you've ever worked with Algodoo before, you know that if you have two objects that are intersecting each other, that collide with each other, they just start to spasm out. I remember there's a way to fix it, and there's a way to stop it from happening. Like, it should never happen here. It should just stop, right? But if I were to force this one over here, it would get stuck, and then it would break the whole thing. So I know there's ways to fix it. I just don't remember what they are. I haven't played with Algodoo for a really long time. So if someone can provide some insight on that, that would be awesome. Another thing I want to do is this is a lot of objects, and running at a sim frequency of, here, let's see what it is. Oh, I set it to 600 because it's 10 times what a regular sim frequency would be. Running at that higher frequency definitely requires some good CPU. I'm running on a 7700K here, so pretty good single core, and Algodoo is single core. So, and I really don't, it doesn't do anything with the GPU. I have I think a 1050 Ti SC or something in here. I don't remember, but either way, it doesn't do anything with the GPU. It's all CPU. So that is one thing that if someone with a better PC or someone who knows how to optimize, we could definitely use a little optimization here. And then the last thing is, I need someone who knows a little bit more about physics to try and explain what the visualizations mean. But I guess we got to get everything working first. So really quick, let me show you what it does. So we will start it. Let me grab this first, and I'll just throw it over the edge, and we'll look at it really fast. So you can see it starts to propagate a little here, a little bit, but I think this is due to my chain being not very long, right? Then we get that whip effect right at the end. So one thing that I think we need to do is create a longer chain, but again, that goes with optimization. If I create a longer chain here, I'm pretty sure my computer's gonna take a crap. So I am wondering if there's some script geeks from Algodoo's Prime days out there that might be able to set it up where it only spawns new chain as it needs it, and once the ends of the chain have reached terminal velocity, e.g. they're not contributing anything up to the rest of the chain, they can just be killed so that we're not dealing with so many objects on screen. But yeah, that's basically what we need to do here. One thing that we can do, we can put a thruster. This is our drill, so to speak. Thruster, we will have it always face down, and we'll set it to, I don't know, like, we'll set it to 5 newtons. And let's see how that changes things. See, now the thruster is going to always be pulling it down. Oh, we got a little chain fountain going there. So, it's promising. I think it is definitely workable to get this thing representative of the real world. Let's look at a visualization here. Let's look at forces, view forces. Oh, that's a mess. Let's just do it on a group of them here. So I believe the chain is already set up in groups, so I just have to find. Let's do a lower group. That'll be farther in. All right, so there's that. We'll go here. We'll say velocities, visualize forces. And then it won't show us so much. So now if we look at it, this is where it would be nice to have a really slow sim frequency. I swear there used to be a way where you didn't have to slow down the simulation, like what it's processing it, but just play everything back slower. I swear there used to be a way to do that, but I can't find it. So now we can see what the forces are. And if it were slowed down, we could definitely look at this in more detail and see exactly what's going on and where the missing force is, or where the argument doesn't make sense, I guess. So yeah, this is available if you download Algodoo, which is free. It didn't used to be free, but I love that it's free now. If you just go, my profile is DS2468810, but if you just go here and then search Mould, it should come up. There's another guy who's done a little bit more work on it. His chain is a little bit different, but we won't look at that in this video. It's not really the chain fountain effect. It's more like the chain following a certain direction effect, which, I mean, we get the same thing here, right? So, but yeah, so I went ahead and uploaded this, and I did. If you just hit play right out of the box, you are going to have to hit back one time to get it back. It's more than one time. Oh, it's because I'm on the same sim, but if you reset it, you should be able to just hit back 1 or 2 times, and it'll go back to the beginning where you can play with it. But yeah, let me know. I guess a good place to keep updates would probably be in this comment section. If anyone wants to download it and change it and fix one of the issues and then re-upload it, just tag it here, I guess, so that we know that there's been an edit, and we can keep going on this. But yeah, I am pretty happy with this so far. I am just not an Algodoo expert, so I'm looking for someone out there who played around more with this than I did when I was a kid, and maybe we can get some cool things to happen.